Hello and welcome. In today's video we are going to learn how to make this beautiful dress we have here for a 4-year-old child. If this is a video you are interested in learning, then let's get started. The required measurements to make this dress will be left in the description box below. So let's get started. So for this dress I'll be working with this fabric. I have about 1.5 yards of denim fabric here. This is a very soft denim. So this is what we'll be using for this project. So to start off, we'll be starting off with drafting the front pattern. I'm starting off by drawing this reference line here. This is going to be my shoulder line. I'm going to go ahead and then mark my shoulder length, half of my shoulder length. And for the neck, I'll be doing 3 by 2.5 inches. That is 3 for the width and then 2.5 for the depth. So I'll go ahead and then draw my neckline. Then I'm going to input my chest line. I'm working with 5.5 inches here, so I'm marking it out and I'll draw the chest line this way. Afterwards, I'm going to input my shoulder length on the chest line this way and then connect it to the shoulder line this way. Then I'm going to drop the shoulder by 1 inch for the front and I'll reconnect to my neck this way. Then I'm going to divide this line into two. I have about 4.5 inches, so I'm going to divide into two and then draw a reference line across. Then from this reference line, I'm going to go in by half an inch, mark it and reconnect to the shoulder tip. Then the next I will do is to input a quarter of my bust measurement and I'll draw my armhole curve. Then I'm working with a dress length of 23 inches. So I'm going to mark the 23 inches from the shoulder line to the hem of this dress and then I will draw a line across this way. Then I'm going to measure the chest line. I have 5.5 inches here. I'll input the 5.5 inches onto the hem of this dress and connect the line from the hem to touch the chest line. Then I'm going to measure the shoulder this way and then determine the midpoint of it, mark it. And from the neck depth, I'm going to go down by 1.5 inches and then I'll mark. Then I'll redraw this neckline. So on the hem of this dress, I'm going to divide the hem into 3. So I'll be doing 1 inch, 1.5, and then I will do 2 inches this way. Then I'm going to draw slash lines for the new neckline that I drew at the top there. The first one is going to touch the armhole, then the second will touch the neck, the new neckline I drew. So this is my center front. I'm going to be cutting this on fold, and this is my side front. So let's go ahead and then draw the back. So for the back, this is just a reference line I'm drawing this way, and I'll go ahead and then draw my shoulder line also across this way. This is my center back here, and then I'll input my shoulder length of 4.5 inches, mark it, and then I'll be doing a neck width of 2.5 and then 1 inch for the back. So I'll go ahead and then draw my neckline. Then I'm going to input my chest line of 5.5 inches like we did for the front. I'm going to mark it out from the shoulder line and then mark it, and I'll draw a reference line across as well. Then I'm going to input my shoulder length of 4.5 inches on this chest line mark and then reconnect to the shoulder line. Then for the back, I'm going to be dropping the shoulder by half an inch and then draw my shoulder slope. I'm going to divide this into two like we did for the front. I had about 2.25 inches. I'm going to mark it across and then I'll go in by half an inch, mark it and reconnect to the shoulder slope. Then I'll input a quarter of my bust measurement, mark it, and then I'll draw my armhole curve. We are inputting our dress length of 23 inches from the shoulder line to the hem, and then I'll go ahead and then mark it. I'll draw a reference line on the hem, and then I'm going to input 5.5 inches on the hem of this dress and then reconnect to the armhole this way. So this is it for the back. I'm going to divide the back shoulder into two like we did for the front, the midpoint of the back, and then to measure the slope for the front. The depth of the new neck I did for the front is 4.25 inches from the shoulder. So I'm going to mark it this way, and then I'll reconnect the lines. This is my center back. I'll be cutting this on fold, and I'm going to bring in my front pattern this way. So for the front, I did 1.5 and then 2 inch for the slash lines at the hem. So I'm going to repeat same for the back. Then I'll go ahead and then draw my slash lines. So we are done. So I'm just marking this out. This is my center front, this is my center back, so that I do not get confused later. So I'm going to cut out this neck this way, and then I'll cut out the design on the neck. I'm going to cut it out for the front, and then I'll cut out the slash lines from the hem to the neck, but not through the neck. Now repeat same for the back. So for now, I'm measuring the curve for the front here, and then I'll take note of it and then measure the back as well. So for the front, I had 6.25, and for the back, measure the curve. I'll be using this to design my ruffle for the front and then the back. And for the back, I had 6.5 inches. So later, I will be using this to design the ruffles. So this is my pattern piece for both the front and the back. So let's go ahead and then place this on the main fabric. So on the main fabric, this is my front pattern. I'm cutting this on fold. This is the fold line. I spread the dress by 4 inches apart, and then I added half-inch seam allowances all around to this dress, except for the hem that I did 1 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and then cut out this dress. This is it. This is for my front pattern. We'll set this aside, and then we'll cut out the back pattern as well. So for the back, I also spread it by 4 inches apart like we did for the front. I'm cutting this on fold, and then I added half an inch seam allowances all around to this dress and 1 inch for the hem, and then I have cut this out. So I'm going to set this aside, and then we'll cut out the neck design for both the front and the back. So this is it. It's on fold as well. I added half-inch seam allowances all around this. I'll cut it out at this point. So these are my pattern pieces for the front and then the back. So for the ruffles, the front I have 6.25, the back I have 6.50. I'm going to multiply both the front and then the back by 2. So for the front I had 12.5, and then the back I had 13. So we are going to form a full circle ruffle out of this. So I'm going to divide the front measurement by 6.28. And when I did that, I got approximately 2 inches. So I'm going to fold my denim into 2 like I have done here. 2 inches will take care of the radius of this circle, and then the other 3 will be the length of the ruffle. So I've marked it here 5 inches. I'm going to fold it again. So whatever I'm doing for the front, I'm going to repeat same for the back. So after folding, I'm going to input my 2 inches from the apex of this fold, and then I'll mark. So this 2 inches, I'm forming an arc. Then I'm going to input 3 inches for the length of this ruffle that I'm doing. So 3 inches, I'll go ahead and then mark it out this way. And the next I'll do is to input half an inch for at the allowance at the top this way, and I'll cut it out. So we'll repeat the same process for the back. So this is what the ruffle looks like. I'm going to open it up this way. So this is what we have here. So this is my fabric. I have joined the front pattern this way. This is the ruffle. I hem the edge of this ruffle. So I'm going to illustrate how I did this using the back pattern. So this is my back pattern here, this way. I'm going to bring in my ruffle. I have hemmed the edge. This is it here. Remember to give it a very good press after you are done. So I'm going to match this onto the back pattern. I gave the back a notch here, and on the ruffle as well I gave it a notch as well. So I'm matching the notches at the back this way, and then I'll hold it down with a pin. Then I'm going to match it up until the shoulder, hold it down with the pin, and then I'll bring in the back design. This is it. I notch the back as well, and I'm matching the notches, and I'll hold it down with a pin. So I'm actually pinning the 3 fabric pieces together. Then after pinning, I'm going to head to my sewing machine and then stitch this down on 1/2 inch seam allowance and give it a very good press. So after stitching, this is what I have, looking so beautiful. So I marked the midpoint of this back pattern with a line this way. I have a small loop I did for the back here. I'm going to place the loop onto the back pattern this way, and then I have this small piece of fabric I divided into 2. So I'm going to put the loop down and then place this piece of fabric onto the loop, and then I will spin it down. Afterwards, I'm going to head to my sewing machine and then stitch this down. So after stitching it down, look at how the back looks like. So this is going to take care of my pattern. So this is how the dress looks like at this point. I also went ahead to hem the armhole with a bias tip. So hem all the 4 pieces of the armhole down. So I'm going to place the right side of the front pattern onto the right side of the back pattern this way, and I'm going to align the shoulders together, hold them, and then head to my sewing machine, stitch it down on 1/2 inch, and also I'm going to hem the neckline of this dress with a bias tip. So after doing this, see what we have here, looking so pretty. Remember to give this a good press after sewing. So the next I'm going to do is to join the sides together on 1/2 inch seam allowances on the sewing machine, and then I'll hem the hem of this dress as well. So this is my final work. This is my dress. I just put a small flower on the front to give this a very beautiful look. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it easy and you give it a try. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel for more amazing content coming up. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in our next video.